Ladies, let's have a moment of total unfiltered honesty. We've all grown up hearing the same tired myth that men are simple. We're told they're like light switches, flick them on, and they'll orgasm no matter what. Society treats the male climax like a foregone conclusion, a mechanical end to a physical act. But I'm here to tell you the secret that nobody else is brave enough to whisper. Just because a man can finish doesn't mean he's having the kind of orgasm that reshapes his reality. There is a world of difference between a routine release and the kind of soul-shattering explosion that leaves him physically weak, his limbs trembling, his hands desperately gripping the sheets as if they're the only thing keeping him on this planet. I'm talking about the kind of pleasure that makes him whisper your name like a prayer, a confession and a surrender all at once. That level of ecstasy, it doesn't happen by accident. It certainly doesn't come from the same autopilot missionary routine you've both been doing since your third date. It comes from a woman who understands the architecture of his pleasure. It comes from knowing the specific angles and positions that unlock a deeper, more primal part of his nervous system. Tonight, I am handing you the keys to that kingdom. I want you to imagine the look in his eyes when he realizes you aren't just participating, you are presiding. You imagine you are straddling him, your body moving in slow, rhythmic, deliberate waves. You can feel the tension coiling inside him like a spring, tighter and tighter with every roll of your hips. His breath becomes ragged, his hands are white-knuckled on your thighs, and he is silently begging for a mercy you aren't quite ready to give him yet. That isn't just sex, that is power. That is the art of seduction elevated to its highest form. I'm going to walk you through the 4 best positions for male orgasms, not the ordinary kind, but the kind that creates an obsession. By the time we're done, you won't just be giving him pleasure, you'll be giving him an experience that sets you apart from every other memory he has. Are you ready to drive him absolutely wild? Position Fontaine reverse cowgirl, the visual fantasy. We begin with a classic for a reason of cowgirl. There is something undeniably intoxicating, almost hypnotic about this position. It's the ultimate visual feast, but it's also a masterclass in psychological dominance. Imagine the scene, you're on top, but you're facing away from him. The moment you slide into place, the entire dynamic of the room shifts. He is no longer the director, he is the audience, and you are the star of a private show designed solely for his undoing. Your back is arched, your hair is cascading down your shoulders, and you begin to move. In this position, you hold all the cards. You set the pace. You decide when to tease and when to please. For a man, that loss of control is pure, unadulterated ecstasy. Men are inherently visual creatures. Their brains are wired to respond to the curves, the rhythm, and the movement of the female form. In reverse cowgirl, he is lying there completely vulnerable, watching the curve of your spine, the sway of your hips, and the way your skin catches the light as you grind against him. The secret to mastery, if you want to make him lose his mind, you must resist the urge to rush. The finish isn't the goal, the journey is the weapon. Start slow, agonizingly slow. Roll your hips in small, grinding circles. Sink down onto him inch by inch, letting him feel every bit of the friction. This is delicious torture. The more you make him wait, the more intense the neurological buildup becomes. By the time you let him go, the explosion will be twice as powerful because of the anticipation you've built. The power play, try this, lean forward slightly, arching your back even more, and grind so deep that he can feel you pulsing around him. Just as he starts to lose his breath, pull back. Lift off just enough that he feels a sudden sharp emptiness. You will see his hands reach for you instinctively, desperately, silently pleading with you to return. That little moment of taking it away makes you a drug he can't resist. Reverse cowgirl is versatile. You can go hard and fast to push him over the edge when you're ready, or you can keep it slow and spiritual. Tilt your hips just a fraction of an inch to the left or right, and you'll hit angles no other position can reach. Add a deliberate squeeze of your muscles, and you'll feel his entire frame shudder beneath you. He won't be able to speak. He'll only be able to groan your name as he surrenders his entire body to your rhythm. But remember, this is for you, too. You are the goddess in this scenario. When you ride him with that level of confidence, you aren't just his fantasy, you are your own. And that energy, that's what he'll be thinking about long after the lights are out. Position 20, doggy style, the primal power surge. Now, let's talk about something a bit more raw. Doggy style. Just the mention of it usually raises the temperature in the room. This isn't about the soft and sweet side of intimacy. This is about the primal, unapologetic, animalistic energy that exists in every man's deepest desires. It's about more than just a great angle, though let's be honest, the angle is perfection. It's about the psychology of the power surge. When you slide into this position, you are tapping into an ancient instinct. From his perspective, the view is a living fantasy. You're on your hands and knees, back arched, hips tilted to offer him everything. When he slides in deep, the sound that leaves his throat isn't a moan, it's a growl. In that moment, He feels like he is claiming you, lost in a hunger that he can finally satisfy. The hidden control here is the trick. Most people think the man is in control in doggy style. They couldn't be more wrong. You are the one holding the reins. By pushing back against his thrusts, you control the depth. You can grind your hips in a way that sends shockwaves through his nervous system. You can slow the tempo down until he's panting for air, begging you to move faster. That subtle shift, the tease and play, is what turns sex into an addiction. Visual and auditory overload. He sees everything, the sway of your body, the curve of your waist, the rhythm of the movement. To push him even further, turn your head back. Catch his eyes over your shoulder with a small knowing smile. That connection, mixing raw animal pleasure with a direct look into your eyes, is a sensory overload that most men can't handle for long. The variety of the deep, the beauty of doggy style is its range. You can keep it high energy, making it feel like a storm as he groans your name into your neck, or you can drop down onto your elbows. This change in angle shifts the internal sensation entirely, hitting spots he didn't even know were sensitive. And don't forget the power of sound, your moans, your sharp intakes of breath, the way you whisper his name. These are the cues that drive him to the finish line. When you let out a soft whimper as he goes deeper, you flip a switch in his brain. He stops just performing and starts feeling a desperate, driven need to make you fall apart. When he feels you trembling beneath him, knowing he is the cause of that pleasure, his own orgasm will hit him like a tidal wave. It's more than a position. It's a memory etched into his very skin. When he finally releases, his body will shudder, his breath will break, and he will realize that no one, absolutely no one, has ever made him feel that powerful or that undone. Position 3, the standing surprise, the forbidden rush. Sometimes the best orgasms don't happen in the comfort of a bed. Sometimes the most intense pleasure comes from the standing surprise. This is about urgency. This is about that I need you right this second. Energy that bypasses all logic and goes straight to the blood. Standing sex isn't polished. It isn't rehearsed or neat. It's raw, it's messy, and it's urgent. That's exactly why it drives men crazy. It's the feeling of being pressed up against a cold wall. His hands gripping your hips, your body pinned in place by his weight. His breath is hot against your ear, and the setting itself, maybe half dressed, maybe in a room where you shouldn't be, creates a forbidden rush that makes the physical sensation feel electric. The physics of the rush, think about how different this feels. There's no soft mattress, no familiar sheets. It's the thrill of the moment. Because you're standing, the angle of penetration changes completely. It's deeper, harder, and sharper. He feels every single inch of you squeezing around him. In this position, the urgency of the moment makes his heart rate spike and his breathing become ragged. His mind narrows down to one single, desperate focus, the need to come inside you. Heightening the arousal, you can amplify this tenfold. Grab the back of his neck, whisper something completely unfiltered in his ear, let out a moan that echoes against the walls. This combination of extreme physical closeness and the chaotic energy of the environment overwhelms his senses. This isn't romantic. Take our time, sex. This is instinct winning over everything else. The element of danger, whether it's the kitchen counter, a hallway, or somewhere even more daring, the risk of getting caught adds a layer of adrenaline to the mix. Adrenaline and arousal are closely linked in the brain. When his heart races from the thrill, it pushes his climax over the edge. Every thrust feels like it could be the last one before he loses his grip on reality. He finally comes in the standing surprise. It's rarely a quiet affair. It's almost violent in its intensity, a firework going off in his chest. And because his face is right there next to yours, he can bite your shoulder or breathe your name as he loses control. It's a fantasy brought to life, leaving him weak, shaking, and most importantly, aching for the next time you decide to surprise him. Position 40, the lotus, the intimate explosion. We move now to a position that is as beautiful as its name, the lotus. If doggy style is raw and the standing surprise is urgent, the lotus is the intimate explosion. This is the position for the man who wants to feel like he is melting into your body and soul. Imagine him sitting down, legs crossed. You climb into his lap, facing him, wrapping your legs around his waist and your arms around his neck. Suddenly you are chest to chest, skin to skin. You can feel his heart beating against your own. Every breath he takes, you inhale. It is the ultimate form of union. When he slides inside you here, it's not just physical penetration. It's a total entwining of two people, the magic of slow depth. The lotus isn't about speed. It's about depth and intoxication. Every stroke is slow, deliberate, and incredibly deep. You move your hips in sensual, grinding circles, holding him hostage in the sweetest way possible. Because you are so close, there is no escape from the intimacy. He sees the flicker of every emotion on your face. The power of eye contact. This is your secret weapon. In other positions, he might be looking at your body, but in the lotus, he is looking at you. Lock your eyes onto his. Don't look away. Let him see the exact moment you feel pleasure. Let him see your pupils dilate and your lips part. When a man knows he is the one causing that expression on your face, his own arousal skyrockets. He feels chosen, powerful, and deeply connected. Sensual dominance. You have total control here. You can pull him in for a deep kiss, nibble on his ear, or whisper your deepest desires into his skin while you ride him slowly. You can tighten your muscles and tilt your hips until he is gasping for air. He isn't thrusting wildly. He is following your rhythm. He is at the mercy of your tease. When the climax hits in the lotus, it isn't just a release, it's a surrender. He will pull you closer, his arms crushing you to him as his whole body shudders with a force that feels like he's pouring his entire soul into you. He won't just feel satisfied, he'll feel consumed. This is the orgasm that stays in a man's heart just as much as his body. It's the one that makes him realize he's falling for you all over again. Conclusion, becoming unforgettable. So ladies, there you have it, 4 positions, but 4 entirely different worlds of experience. Reverse cowgirl, where you become the visual fantasy he's always dreamed of. Doggy style, where raw, primal lust takes over and you prove who's really in control. The standing surprise, where the forbidden rush of urgency sets his soul on fire. The lotus, where intimacy becomes so deep it leaves him breathless and addicted. These aren't just ways to have sex. These are tools. These are the secret keys to unlocking parts of him that no one else has ever dared to touch. Anyone can provide a physical release, but only a woman who knows how to play, how to tease, and how to command the room can give him an experience that lives in his memory forever. When you master these, you won't have to ask for his attention. You'll own it. He'll think of you in the middle of a meeting, in the shower, or late at night when he reaches for you in the dark. His body's still aching from the last time you took him to the edge. My challenge to you is this tonight. Don't play it safe. Pick one of these or all 4 if you're feeling bold, and show him the power of a woman who knows exactly what she's doing. Stop giving him just sex and start giving him unforgettable experiences. Go and make him remember you with every single breath he takes.